That's me, Arch Stanton, MD, and this is Space Station 13. Now, you might be saying to yourself, fool, what is Space Station 13? Well, in summary, it's Among Us, but for grown-ups. Well, now that that's out of the way, I begin my shift, fresh off the shuttle, and make my way to the medical wing. It's there I witnessed the 2019 Joker assault an officer of the law. So I tried to mutate a corgi. It did not work. I wandered down the halls, corgi and wrench in hand. It was then I was asked to a game of Russian roulette with Joaquin Phoenix. I figured winning the Clown Prince's favor would be beneficial in the long run. Oh, how wrong I was. A nearby onlooker gives my eulogy as a gambling lizard replaces me. The pink-haired Italian man totes my corpse off in a body bag. As Phoenix tastes his own medicine. It's decided that my organs be harvested. I choose to come back into the round as an Unga Bunga lizard, greeted by my brother. Now, I've never been an Unga Bunga lizard. Truth be told, I didn't even know they existed. My one bit of advice for noob Unga Bungos: stay away from the Legion. You know what? Just don't wander out alone into the dark, and you should be fine. Attempt number 2. I'm immediately roped in to a hunting party. The battle was intense. On the way back, we got caught in a radiation storm. I share my thoughts with a fellow Argonian. I do that thing lizards do. Next thing I know, it's battle conga time. We must have slain at least 4 Goliaths. On the way back, everyone's favorite friend showed up. I returned to an eyeball shooting lasers and shit, so I ran. I didn't know where I ended up. I watched a fellow Unga Bunga get dragged in as I choked for oxygen. I'm pretty sure I lost my footing and tripped into a hole. That leads to the vacuum of space.
Attempt number 3.
And this time, I'm the great Bewos Chief. Unofficially self-appointed diplomat of the Unga Bunga Lizards. A title I took most seriously. I stumbled upon what seemed to be a mining outpost. After failing to close the locker, I stayed completely still in hopes of avoiding this tub of bolts. It acknowledged me. I ran. Tried hiding again, and failed miserably. And as it turns out, you cannot pilot a shuttle as a primitive lizard. Who would have known? Well, now I'm locked in. Tom Servo here returned with a fellow lizard person, who proceeded to ask me what I'm doing. Being the great diplomat I am, I lie. But just as every great diplomat doesn't know what they're saying, I didn't know what I was saying. And again, like every diplomat, I got just what I wanted. It was at that point I noticed the whole tribe had found their way here. There was a lot of discussion amongst us lizard folk. I spoke through a headset, but imagine they only heard gibberish. The shuttle arrived, and we all piled in. There was a lot of confusion aboard the flying metal box, but I think the most confusion was in me, with how I managed to get all of us Unga Bungas onto the station. That's when I heard it. We all did. The one word that binds every tribe of Unga Bungas. Conga. And so we congaed. Oh, what a glorious conga it was. Then Barry Allen here rushed us to the evac. And we all lived happily ever after. But wait, there's more. Now this is the story all about how Dr. Art Stanton survived the round. These two. These two. Remember their faces. I stroll over to grab a syringe, or 5. And then the two chemists invade my personal space. I run into Captain Dave on his patrol. Without realizing it, I had predicted the future. I lit my first cigarette of the shift. If I had known that was my last one for a while, I would have enjoyed it more. There was only one thing left to do. Oh, but look. Our old friend. And when I reconnected, there was only darkness, no light. Radium, being the amazing doc they are, had discovered that I consumed 65 units of fentanyl. For point of reference, I'm pretty sure it only takes 5 units to kill someone. Ra calls for security, and they rush in. Captain Dave soon after. And it was then I discovered my brain was mashed potatoes. Doc Ross suggests a brain surgery. The captain then questions if this is even a possible charge. The one security guard and Ra point out I was seconds from death. Apparently, the chemist already served for attempted murder. Now, I can understand not taking my statement because my brain is scrambled eggs, but not doing anything to the chemist because they already got punished? Man, space law is weird. My brain hurt. The good doctor helps my mentally handicapped self get dressed. I could barely even walk on my own. I almost didn't recognize the bastard in my brain-dead state. Not able to hold back my anger at this man, I yell at security to ice him. He makes up some story about how I signed a release, but you see, he didn't know I was recording. Moments later, I'm under again. Hello, darkness, my old friend. The first thing I do out of surgery is smoke a cigarette. My last one as a man. I go with the guard to confirm the chemist is indeed a terrorist. The silly boy is still sticking to his horrible, horrible lie. I mosey on down back to my stomping grounds and take over as the chemist. Of course, my first customer was a clown requesting space lube. What else? Of course I didn't want to give the clown space lube. Why would anyone ever give a clown space lube? That's asking for trouble. I hate slipping just as much as the next guy. Eventually, though, I cave in and help the clown out. I give him space lube. And only space lube. Then I waited in front of xenobiology for a long time. Finally, I said to myself, you know what? I'm not doing anything wrong. Nobody's gonna be mad if I'm back here. If anything, I'll just give them an excuse. That works with them. You know. It was then he showed up. That smile. That damned smile. Barry Allen here zooms off with me in his arms. We then make a drug deal. And before I could even think of any questions, the lights went out and I fled. I mean, confidently struck my way back to chemistry. It was then at this point I became very obsessed with my work. The next step required Gibbs, and lots of them. This was starting to parallel Frankenstein a little too much. But at last, I had created it. A whole 5 units, but I was sure it would be enough. And with a swig, it was gone. And I was still human. But yes! Finally! After literally lying around and doing nothing most of the game, I had finally accomplished something. I can't lie. At this point, I was no longer afraid. I could die and I wouldn't care. I finally was able to call myself Arch the Stanton. In a truck flying off a ridge. Space asshole. Smashing through a bridge. Even with all the lizard bias that was on the station apparently this round, I had survived 65 units of fentanyl, survived a brain surgery, and most important of all, survived my crewmates. And if you survived this video, I'd like to thank you for being a trooper, so thank you. Thwap that like button if you enjoyed this insanity. And again, thanks for watching. I didn't sign up for this. I just wanted to get away somewhere remote.